Today I'm going to show you how to get rid of a junky door skin and replace it with a less junkier door skin. Today we're going to be jumping back into the Project GTI. For those of you who are new to the channel, this GTI I picked up off Facebook Marketplace. Picked it up for $1,000. It had some issues, blown motor, timing belt. Motor was not maintained well at all. We've gotten it since then fixed and running, and now we're just working on cosmetics and just kind of making it into what we want to. So if this is something you're interested, be sure to subscribe and check out future videos around the car. Today we're going to be working on the GTI. The biggest thing we're wanting to take care of is got some dents in the door skin. And when I was researching online to figure out how to replace the door skin, didn't really get a lot of answers, and so I just want to make a video kind of going over that and what needs to be done. But I actually have a spare door panel I was able to pick up from the junkyard. It is actually the same color code as the car, so a little bit of like marker down there, but we can buff all that out. Once we're able to get the door pan or door skin on the car, we'll go ahead and compound polish it and blend it in with the rest of the paint. All right, so doing this, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. One of the things you need to look for, or the bolts that you need to look for, the door here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 bolts. This inner jamb, you'll need to unlock those. If you go underneath the car, you'll have one here, there, here, and 2 right there as well. And then coming up the outer part, there is a cover here. Underneath is where we need to get access to. This will allow us to pull the door handle along with get access to the remaining bolts for that outer door skin. All right, once that piece removed, you can now see we have those remaining bolts. Like I said, bolts are what you are going to be looking at. Access hole here, which will allow us to get to the handle. This piece that you're removing, I must say, be careful with it. I've had mine off a couple times, so it popped off relatively easy, but it's just a few clips that's holding it into place. These are very flimsy and crack very easily, and I've not had a lot of luck finding this, even with the part number. Luckily, mine's not broke, just need to clean it up before we put it back on. Before we go through, I'm going to go ahead and first take off the door handle, so that way there's nothing really binding that up at all. You will need to take this little cover off. It's going to uncover a Torx bolt, which we can loosen that up and then pull this mechanism out, and that'll allow us to get the handle out. All right, now with the cover removed, you can see inside there is a T20 bolt. You'll go on ahead and loosen that up, and while you're doing so, you'll be pulling slightly on this piece. Leave the bolt comes all the way out, which is why I would recommend trying to pull slightly on this piece to help kind of budge it loose if it's been stuck and in there for a while. It's not going to come out easily. All right, so piece out now. One thing that I would recommend while loosening that bolt is making sure that you are pulling the handle out and kind of moving this while loosening the bolt. I was able to pop it out quite successfully. Now with that lock mechanism out, you'll want to go ahead, and there is a door latch cable right here. You'll want to take a flathead and pop that piece out. All right, so with this cable popped out of that pocket, what you'll do now is pull out on the handle, and you're going to be pulling towards the back of the car. So out and then back. You might have to fight with it a little bit. Basically what's holding this in place is there is a little hook that clasps onto a piece of metal behind this door skin. And I can show you more of that once we have the door skin off. Yeah, so it's super easy. So as I was mentioning, there is the little groove that sits in a metal rod on the inside of the door. And as far as back here, you can see there's only a couple like little dowel pin type things. When you slide it back, it'll slide out of a groove and allow you to pull out, and then again just straight back. Okay, now that we have the door handle out, we're going to go ahead and start going down the door and removing all these Torx bolts. I'll be using a T25 for all of these. We'll be going ahead and doing that side along the bottom, and then coming up here through the door jamb, removing all these bolts along the way. Okay, for all of these Torx bolts, I was wrong. I am actually using a T27. If you're using a T25, it will be quite loose. So T27 it is, and we'll go ahead and start removing all those bolts. Okay, so once you have all those bolts out, you'll just simply go ahead and grab the door panel. I would push the door shut just a little bit, so that way you make sure you don't pull out and hit your fender. But you will pull the door shut just a little bit and just gently kind of lift up and out on this panel. Almost forgot, but before you lift up and out, make sure you take this T20 bolt out. That will allow you to release this door handle structure that's back behind the skin. And just like that, it is off. And by golly, this thing is dirty. The previous owner decided to put in Sony Explodes. Driver door actually has like a Sony. So yeah, we're gonna be taking those out soon. But yeah, pretty dirty, but here's the whole door skin and all this dented glory. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get things cleaned up a little bit and we'll get the new door skin on. So we have the junkyard panel up, laid on the door frame, and as of right now it's just laying there, but just going to go ahead and kind of walk through putting it back together. With it laying on here, make sure that when you were putting this like door lock mechanism back in, make sure that these little tabs are pulled forward so they latch onto that door skin. And then when we go to put the handle in, that this cable actually latch into the door handle. But first we'll go ahead and get this T20 bolt put in, and then we'll put the handle in. Okay, so we now have the handle on. This little lock mechanism piece, or blank. I went a couple bolts in it just so I could test out the handle, make sure it opens and closes. All my door gaps look really good. So we're gonna go ahead and finish getting the rest of the bolts in. Here on the side, the bottom, and on the inner part of the door as well. And now with all the bolts in on the door jamb, underneath, and then on this side of things, we'll go ahead and get that plastic piece to cover up this. Just before we do that, we'll need to get the door lock blank back in and tighten up the bolt so that way it doesn't come out, and then we'll be all good to go. And just like that, we have the blank core in, and then we have this little trim piece together on the side as well. There are some clips on this piece, so once you line it up, just slowly kind of tap it into place, and you'll be good to go. Overall, very pleased with it. This is a super easy thing. I believe this door skin cost me $72 at a pick your part local junkyard. I think they have a chain of them potentially, but not bad. Pulled it off a car. I think every single panel on the car was absolutely destroyed except for this panel, so it was very exciting. And it just happened to be the same color. At some point I would love to get the color of the car 100%, have it painted and just be spot on every panel, but for now looking for like panels to get it squared away. We still have dings and dents everywhere. I think a lot of paintless dent removal will be necessary. This car has seen some hail at some point, I believe, but for now this is a great thing to do if you have a car that has a couple door dings, and it's like, go get a door skin. It makes it so much easier. And we literally went from a crappy looking panel to a much better looking panel, and all we need to do is really just go through, compound, polish, maybe throw some wax on it along with the rest of the car, and it will be looking great. Right, and after a quick wash, it looks so much better. Fits the car spot on. The color is spot on. I'm super happy with how this turned out.